You know, a lot of the time Uni doesn't really get along with the people whose class she inherits, but I think she gets along pretty well with Monica. Hey, welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we recruited Monica to the cause, finally, and this time we have some DLC to pick up. Now, aside from just the DLC, there is one thing I want to take care of. During the course of this series, patch, I believe 2.1 came out, which introduced Mibomi over at Lapidarist camp. What Mibomi does is will allow you to collect the rewards for the Pyra and Mithra amiibo. Now, what I have with me are, I don't have the amiibo themselves. It's just pretty expensive to have amiibo. So I have these cards that do have the scan active for them. So if we go over to amiibo, there are really. Okay, my Pro Controller cannot actually connect to amiibo. No worries. I can just pull out. Right, and just give me a moment. All right, my controller situation is weird. The L button on my normal Joy-Con is, or my normal left Joy-Con is broken, so I have a third-party one that doesn't allow you to connect wirelessly, and then I broke. Don't worry about it. For amiibo, there are 3 different amiibo that can have some proper, that actually work and do something unique. The Shulk amiibo, scanning that in, will allow the sword fighter to have their sword look like the Minato. This is just a cosmetic change, nothing from that. You will also get that reward from just completing the game. New Game Plus will have that by default. The Pyra amiibo will allow it to look like again, same sort of deal. It is just for the sword fighter, just cosmetics. Will allow them to look like her Aegis sword, which this one you get for fully going through every single party member's soul trees. So maxing out their interlink forms will allow for that. And finally, the Mithra amiibo, if we pull that in, will give you the Mithra Aegis sword as a skin. This one you can also unlock. However, the way that you get this is not available for a little bit of time from what we have right now, but just because I was showing off the amiibo anyways, I wanted to do that. In addition, any other amiibo, if we just scan a random one in, we'll just get you some random items. Actually, is that just because that's I think that's just because of, I think you can, whatever. You get extra things for just normal collectibles from scanning any other amiibo. So let me just plug in my controllers and get everything set up for recording as well. And of course, when we exit out, a bunch of equipment showing up. I'm not going to use those too often. It's nice to have, but it's a pretty small deal. However, what's really more important is we're finally getting Expansion Pass 3 stuff. The new challenge battle will be, this is a really unique one. We'll do that later. And then the new hero. So more challenge battles. We'll go and grab that. But what's more important is what we're going to be doing this time, the Lapidarist Extraordinaire. Or we are going to start this off. I believe we can right now. Yes. It has a weird point in when it can finally be unlocked. It's not available right as soon as you reach. It's a little bit later on. Lapidarist Extraordinaire is weird. Just has an awkward timing on when it goes through. But that's neither here nor there. What matters for us right now is making our way to Serene Square, and we'll check through. We'll go back through around the city again after this, probably.
Oh my, oh my. Whatever is the meaning of this? There had never been any issue with me hitching a ride on an armory before. Now you're telling me that moi, yours truly, may not accompany you.
Elder's orders, Mom.
Platoons. I've amassed every lost number there is. Would that suit you better? That said, perchance, if you were to reconsider, I would be more than capable of fending for myself. Do you see what I'm alluding to?
I'm in no position to decide, Mom. In any case, I'm afraid you'll have to take it up with the Elder.
Oh, I commend you. Thank you. That'll be all. What a wet blanket. And here I was, so rude. I feel as a babe, cast by the wayside. To business. Let's see. How might I foil Lapidarist's little arrangement?
Excuse me?
Hello? Aren't you... Have you perhaps business outside of the city? And if so, might it trouble you to take me with you?
That came out of nowhere. Who even are you?
You don't know? This is Lady...
Ah! Where are my manners? Please forgive my impertinence. It's simply that I'm in something of a hurry. Masha. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Hi, Masha. We're...
Oh, I know full well who you are. You're a known quantity here, my dears. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone in the city who doesn't know of you.
You said you wanted to accompany us. Why?
Gosh, aren't you a cautious one? It's nothing of grave importance, I assure you. I just happen to have some personal matters to attend to in the Fornis region. The Aegis Wilderness, to be precise. It may surprise you, but I happen to have a modicum of skill in battle, above that of the average layperson. It wouldn't be the first time I've left the city. In fact, I'm rather accustomed to working on my own. But it seems I've been met with some skepticism. Dear me.
Pull the other one. You can fight!
Her attire certainly doesn't conform to Lost Numbers dress code regulations.
It's about as far from military fatigues as you can get without falling off the edge of the world.
Yes, I get that a lot. But I'm afraid my fashion sense is non-negotiable. Only when one pursues beauty with every breath is it that one may validate proof of one's existence.
Sure. Aegis Wilderness, huh? We might not be going there for some time. Is that okay?
No trouble at all. I'm sure you have your own duties to fulfill. I hope you'll allow me to humbly assist you as a concerned and dedicated representative of the city. Well, as you can see, I could not have found more exceptional bodyguards. You'll have no qualms now, I hope? Give Lapidarist my regards, won't you?
Very well.
All right, people, what say we get a move on? Time waits for no cognoscenti.
Yeah, okay. Keep your hair on. Well, guess you're with us for a while then, Masha. Don't worry. You'll be in good company.
And so, Masha joins the party.
Nice to see a
The
new
Aegis
face.
Wilderness is vast. We should make ingress from the Zem's crossway side.
That's right at the border with the flats, right? If we're heading into the wilderness, we best do it from here.
So we shall. We can just quick fast travel over there, or skip travel. Don't worry about it. Skip travel because you're skipping the travel. It's fast travel, let's be real. We can just zoop on over. And up a little bit, past from where we were before.
Well, lady, we're here. The Aegis Wilderness. Like you asked.
Lady, I do have a name, you know.
So, Masha, what's the plan now?
You are aware of the Annihilation events, yes?
Of course we are.
Do you think we've had our heads stuck in the mud or something?
Well, I happened to be looking for a patch of land that was the site of such an event. The Aegis Wilderness, being prone to frequent events, makes it a prime location for my purposes.
Except that runs the risk of us walking straight into another one ourselves.
Yeah, we better not stick around here too long.
Hold on.
Tyon used to be in Agnes's survey branch. I think he's researching the area.
Wonderful. Music to my ears.
There's one old site. The survey branch maps have it labeled as Piento Basin. It's something of a trek, but it might be sensible to head there instead of us wandering around aimlessly for hours.
My, what a strikingly valuable piece of information. I couldn't have asked for more.
We'll go with you. You don't want to be dealing with all the monsters roaming around here alone.
A most gracious offer. I suppose I'll take you up on that.
So, what's so important about this place, anyhow?
A picture is worth 1,000 words, my dear. If luck should favor us, you're sure to find out soon enough.
Marching straight into annihilation zones. You must have nerves of steel.
You flatter me to no end, love.
Sorry, we couldn't quite hear you over the sound of chaos and battle happening. So yeah, it's wandering off into annihilation events. I think this is also a pretty quick quest as well. I think we do have 2 more hero quests that are, well, hero unlocking quests. More on that later. That we have unlocked right now. I don't think any of these are particularly long. There's one that might be a little bit, but I think even that one's not terribly lengthy a quest. But we are at the point of the game where we have more hero quests than just picking up heroes. But again, that's not something we'll be taking care of for a little while. There might be one in the city that we can do. I'll have to double check if it's actually unlocked right now, but it might be. I know there's at least a few that we can take care of. It's stuff to unlock our classes getting up to level 20. Which is pretty neat. Level 20 is a neat level. But we're not quite there yet. It's gonna be a wee bit of time.
Check out what it bombed.
Oof, monster alert.
My oh my, what a thorn in our sides.
And I mean, I can see how that's considered a annihilation event. I could also just see it as a sand dune, but alright. Megan does not have much health, does she? Not really.
Been spotted.
You gotta face me.
Good going, Uni.
And oh boy, we got. Okay, well, some of these enemies are level 15. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I know I haven't. I know that there's some, a lot of stuff that we still have to work on. I didn't rearrange arts or classes or anything like that. I'm just gonna finish off this quest before we get our parties resorted, get everything worked out. But yeah, I don't think this will be terribly long, and I feel like we could probably do quite a bit with the class that we have available. I know we have a couple people at level 10 for their classes. I know Noah's at level 10 of Heavy Guard, because I thought that the Lost Vanguard was a Noah class, or a Uni class. I think Uni was at level 10 of Incursor anyways, so it ends up not being that big a deal. Lapidarist is Mio's class, and Mio is about to... I mean, she's at level 10 of Lone Exile. So we have a lot of things that we can be going through. Masha is a really good class, by the way. It's one that I don't have too much experience with, but it's very good. We can see that there's a Blaze plus Regenerate, which is very fun. But the Lapidarist is, again, it's a class that I'm not too familiar with. Because by the time that Lapidarist came out, I had completed the game. So I didn't really have a chance. The Knock-On Champion I had before I completed the game, I think.
My, oh my! To think that I would find one so soon. Let it never be said that the fruits of one's labors are not rewarded.
What have you got there?
Again, I must extend to you my deepest thanks. I would never have laid my hands upon this were it not for your sterling efforts.
It's a rock? Looks like a rock to me.
Those are unusual inclusions. I've never seen anything like it. It's as if a number of different types of stone have all been interlaced.
On the ball once more, your assessment is absolutely correct. This stone was formed after several types of subterraneous minerals were exposed to tremendous energy, merging into one.
Tremendous energy.
The annihilation effect.
It finally clicked, I see. You might even call this stone a new type of mineral, a curious byproduct of annihilation. As it is created through sheer chance, it is vanishingly improbable that one might reproduce it through human means.
So it's a pretty precious stone then, is what you're saying?
Do you see now why it is that I was so adamant to depart the city?
Does seem pretty special. But what are you gonna do with it? Wear it?
Not a terrible idea, really. But no, I already have a different purpose for it in mind.
Oh yeah?
Indeed. Allow me to reiterate before I recapitulate. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Chosen friends, might I ask you to return with me once more to the city? Indeed, what outcome might this ill-omened stone, born of calamity, bring about? In due time, I will show you.
We get some enigmatter.
No point lingering here. Let's continue this somewhere altogether more comfortable, in the city.
Now that sounds like a plan.
Wow, plans. Why you gotta be so rude? So rude to Aegis Wilderness. Come on, dude. I mean, Colony 4 is right there. The nerve of some people, huh?
Without further ado, heavens above, I'd completely forgotten.
What is it?
I'm so sorry. I failed to mention what is arguably the most vital facet of my identity.
Come again?
I know it's rather late, but allow me to formally introduce myself. Masha, Lapidarist Extraordinaire, at your humble service.
Lapi what now?
A Lapidarist Extraordinaire, my dear. An artisan of the crafts, if you will, in drab layman's terms. I specialize in gem processing and precious metalwork, mainly, but I also dabble in many other types of ornamentation.
Huh. Sounds like you keep busy.
Could I trouble you for a bigger reaction? You're the fabled Lapidarist Extraordinaire, or how inspirational would fit well in this conversational beat.
If anything, I'm surprised you had time to learn to fight like you do, on top of all your other hobbies, I'd say.
Oh, I hadn't considered that possibility. Thank you for your honest opinion.
These crafts you're talking about, you can make something from that stone.
I can, and I shall. Let's see. Judging by the quality of this stone, it might make for a fanciful ring. Normally, it's my policy not to show my methods to the general public. But I'll make an exception this time, just for you. Now watch as the city's lauded Lapidarist Extraordinaire flaunts her artisanal prowess.
At rare spots, Masha can craft accessories using egg matter, which can be traded for in the land challenges. You get some pretty decent accessories out of these. So if we go on over
You
to
can't stop me.
craft accessories, there are 3 different things. They are, I think they're completely randomized between them. So this one, extra smash damage. They have different grade. You can boost them up. So if we go on over to enhance, we boost it up by an extra 5%.
There, more refined than ever.
And eventually you can just dismantle them, get a little bit of things in return. There'll be some pretty nice accessories. I don't think they're ever the best accessories in the game, but
Beautifully done, if I do say so myself. Durable and easy to refine. I made the right call picking that stone for an accessory. Mio, I'd like to impart this ring to you.
Huh? Are you sure?
Nevermore. Take it and keep it to commemorate our meeting.
Wait, didn't you go searching for that stone because you wanted the ring?
They do say that curiosity and danger are 2 trunks of the same tree. What you ought to know about me is that I live as I please. That's really all there is to it.
I'm surprised. That's not the kind of mentality I'd have expected from one of the city folk.
Yes, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But having different thoughts and beliefs, that's what makes us human. Just as the people of House Vandam march on Mobius, waving the banner of war, so do you have House Doyle, who stay back, putting the city's preservation above all else. But that's not to say everyone who chooses pacifism thinks the way a Doyle might. Myself, for instance.
But aren't we supposed to all be working together to defeat Mobius?
Yes, I acknowledge that truth as well. It's a thorny question, to be sure. But be that as it may, I simply cannot in good conscience abandon my principles. Even straying from the soldier's path, how could I deride anyone who seeks meaning in life, who strives for an enlightened future? The city today is a melting pot, one great messy confluence of thoughts. But I'm of the belief that one day they will all meld together to create sweet, perfect harmony. Much like the stone that we discovered. Incidentally, and I'm sorry to change the subject, I think I've taken quite a liking to you all. And on that note, I have a suggestion. What would you say to entering into an exclusive contract with moi?
Huh? Contract for what?
It would grant you the right to receive my premium services as a Lapidarist Extraordinaire, expressly and expeditiously. Clearer now? And that applies to you, especially.
Me?
You have the makings of a model, Mio. Such qualities are rare to come by. You are a diamond in the rough, my dear. I can see it now. You'll be a future trendsetter.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, but I wouldn't dream of forcing you. That would go against my principles. All right, my dears. Might I have an answer?
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't mind that. What's everyone else think?
I don't see why not. Sounds like a good offer to me.
You're gonna make gear for us, yeah? Can't say no to that.
No objections from me.
Nor me. And you evidently know how to handle yourself.
Yeah, I want a ring just like Mimi's.
Splendid. Then it's a done deal. Oh, one more thing. I'll have to ask you to procure the necessary materials for my work. And of course, I'll have to ask you to reimburse me for the labor as well.
What? Oh, come on!
You're gonna charge us? Some generosity, that is.
On the contrary, I'd be more wary of anyone who offers their services for free. And besides, I pride myself on my skills as a Lapidarist Extraordinaire. Rest assured that any articles you request will be delivered to the highest possible standard. Satisfaction guaranteed.
And so that completes Lapidarist Extraordinaire. And it gets us Masha the Lapidarist as a fighter. If we...
Like being liked.
Okay, wasn't sure if there was going to be any extra dialogue there. Let's go over to Mio and pull up the Lapidarist. The Lapidarist is a crit healer, but it does a little bit more than that. On critical hits, it will heal your nearby allies for up to 70% of your healing power. So similar to Iserd and Teach with the Thaumaturge and the Strategos, they are more offensively based. The Lapidarist is a bit of an offensive-based healer, but this one's actually good. Beaming Edge will also increase your allies' crit rate by 12 and their crit damage by 30 percentage points. I do not know if that 13 is 12% extra or if that is a 12 percentage points higher. I think it's just 12% extra. So, for example, you know, it's 12% of 15, not 27%. Fascinator will do extra damage in range of a field effect, or when you are in range of a field effect. I believe it's when you're in range of a field effect. It might be if enemies in range of a field effect. And a Ring a la mode can increase the maximum number of fields set from 3 to 4. This is a very good one because I think this is the master skill that you get at level 5. Works very well with other classes as well. Going on into its arts, Blessed Edge will heal. It's your healing when it's your heal on hit art. Pretty simple. Rigid Slicer will debuff the enemy with slow recharge, which, get this, slows the enemy's recharge. This means that they'll be using arts less often. Prismatic Ring will be a arts heal, so as you use arts within that area, they will heal you up a little bit. Golden Heart will be a fast recharge, speeds up your recharge, so that 35 seconds isn't exactly correct. And Vivid Carve has a chance to remove all buffs on an enemy when landing a hit. Very good as well. Pride of Place will bring out a huge field of both Blaze and Regenerate. Yeah, the Lapidarist is very good at offense, but it can also, you know, it really does everything that you kind of want from a healer, and it does everything well. I don't think it's ever really it's not the best at any one particular role, but it does every single role of a healer very, very well. It can heal pretty well with things like Blessed Edge and with its crit heal, because it does also heal the party, which is a huge thing. It can debuff with things like Rigid Slicer with Vivid Carve, well, debuff by virtue of removing a buff, and things as well as Blaze. You can also heal with a good Regenerate as well, and you can also help up buff your allies with Prismatic Ring. I don't think Golden Heart affects an area. Oh, it does actually affect an area. So yeah, you can speed up the recharge of your arts. It's not the best recharge that you have in the game. There is a class much later on that can essentially trivialize art recharge, but again, that's not for a while. the Lapidarist is just a very good healer class that can do a little bit of everything and do all the things well. Masha, for her extra things, I think, Majestic Stone, I think, is just a larger area, and Platinum Shards is just more likelihood to do that. But yeah, the Lapidarist, very good healing class, very good offensive class as well. It's just a good class all around at pretty much anything you ask it to do. But with all of that taken care of, next time, we're going to go and explore around the city and actually pick up everything that we can before we got to do a lot of talking at the city camp. But until then, see you guys later.